morning, everyone. Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mansions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings and guidance messages through the Tarot and the astrology for the month of September. Here we are. And actually, I'm recording these at the latter part of August just to make sure that I get them all out. That was my new intention. And I think it's going pretty well so far. So I'm going to do a couple this morning and head to work and just fit it in there for you. But I welcome all new, of course, and lovingly returning subscribers and clients who really, I said clients, didn't I? Well, that's because I'm a massage therapist. Everyone else is a client. You're a beautiful viewer, like-minded, wonderful, part of my tribe. How's that? So I'm going to pick right in front of you for our featured sign as I'm going around the zodiac wheel, from Aquarius to Pisces, the beautiful air sign of Gemini. And boy, Gemini, you are, I believe, and I know a lot of Gemini, so I kind of picked up and have been talking and hearing the information. As a fellow air sign, you are ruled by Mercury, so you know this is the season of Virgo we're in. And that's also a sign and an element that's ruled by Mercury. So there's a lot of intellectual things happening. You know, you're a mind sign to begin with. You're all about your thoughts and your ideas, and your creations come through your thoughts, and your expansion of, you know, wanting to educate and grow and continue to learn and then pass that on to others and convince them about things. And, you know, you have a great gift of gab a lot of times, Geminis, and you're amazing teachers and you're great friends, and you care about life in general and people, and you want to, you know, just connect and be a part of it. You're a mutable sign, as is Virgo. There's a lot of similarities. It's a good time of year for you because as an air sign, you're kind of here, there, and everywhere. As a mutable sign, of course, open to things, changeable, you know, continually mutating and changing into something else, right? Which sounds a little familiar, but we don't want to go there, if you know what I mean. But for you, the grounding aspect of Virgo is really good. It's always been a good combination for you, and it also helps you to be more practical at this time. Thoughts and relationships and communications, like I said, are more streamlined. They're more detailed. They're more, you know, they seem to go and run smoother as on the whole. Forgive me for stuttering. However, I mean, the latter part of September, we will have the actual, you know, Mercury retrograde. So you've got some time. There's a shadow period that always exists, but it doesn't actually take place until the 27th of September. And actually, we have a lot of planets leaving August into September in Libra. And this is extremely powerful and beautifully harmonizing for you as well. And the energies that come through from, you know, Libra for all of us, and in particular the air signs and predominantly Libras, is that of the balance, the scales. Libras are cardinal signs that open and initiate the season of fall, equinox. So that happens on the 22nd when we leave the sign of Virgo and go into the sun season of Libra. We've had Venus, the ruling planet of Libra, in Libra. So it's absolutely about love. It's absolutely about all of our relationships and the depth of love we have, and the consideration and the fun and the joy and heart-centered aspect, because as a mind sign that Libra is as well, a lot of times in their thoughts, they detach emotions. A lot of times they seem distant, but they have a great deal of love. They have the Venetian energy with them. So as a masculine energy of the mind sign, and then the Venetian feminine creativity aspect of intuition and just beauty and feeling good and deciding things like, I'm going to balance my life in the way that I want to feel good and look better and not go too far off the deep end with it, but also not hold back. And, you know, just that constant consideration with Libras, right? Well, for all of us, it's about a lot of that, and to what degree is going to be different for each of us. You know, those energies are always out there. The Tarot is a guidance deck, and it is the journey that we take in our lives, which is what is so amazing and what drew me to it so very easily. And it's about, you know, possibilities and information and messages and certain people and challenges and and phases of our life, but it's not like it's an absolute end to be all. So what you want to do, coupled with the energy, can be absolute. The co-creation is always there, and it's always up to you. So I am going to pick this highlighted connection for you, Gemini, and see what this means to you. Now, this could be somebody or something or some energy, depending on what sign it is, that you're very familiar with, or you've been associated with, or a partner and so forth. But it could also be just your energy and being in tune with that energy, or you happen to have this other particular sign in your natal chart, and it's a predominant energy as well, in addition to your Gemini sun and air element. So let's see what it is for beautiful, beautiful Geminis for the first half of the month of September. And it is Cancer. And it's not the first time that's come up, and you're right next to each other on the zodiac wheel. And there's a lot of connections I've always seen throughout the years of doing readings and compatibility, guidance with people and friends and family and clients, because you're right next to each other, and there's just the simpatico kind of harmonizing energy. You are able to really, regardless of the fact that you can be detached in your mind, the Cancer energy is the heart, it's love, it's feeling, it's emotion, and sometimes it's something that really kind of makes you stop and think, Gemini, because it takes that kind of energy around you sometimes to bring you into that energy, and that's why I love it, and I think it's a beautiful complementary energy for you. And then the oversensitive sometimes Cancer, that's very cautious. A lot of times you don't always know a Cancer, they have an outer exterior as a crab, which is their, symbol, but inside they have such incredible depth and vulnerability, and they don't always want to share that. They tend to hide away from the possibility that you would find out, or the fear of you maybe jeopardizing their security and safety and being hurt. Bottom line about a lot of things in life, right? We don't want to be hurt. So their oversensitivity could learn something from you, being more, apt or prone to just thinking things through and not really necessarily letting it get to you to a point where you feel over vulnerable and such. It's a balance. Once again, here's that balance that's coming through, and it's helping all of us in all of our relationships, no matter what they are. But I love this for you because you both have this part of each other that might be missing in some ways, and that fulfills that. And I mean, there's just such love and compassion with both of you, from different points of view and different energies. And there's nothing wrong with that. The ruling planet for Cancer is the moon, and the moon is extremely powerful in its energies and how it affects us. And certainly Cancer, they are very conditioned and aware of the changes of the cycles and the phases of the moon and in life, and the currencies that come from that, like the tides that are controlled by the moon, and the watery aspect, it's the water that really pulls that energy to each other. And we have a whole lot of water in us. So you know how it is in the full moons. You think people are nuts. What's going on? Well, first of all, it's much brighter, so things can be seen. So we're more aware of it because it's like a spotlight on certain specific things. And then also it's really touching us on the deepest part of us, our inner sides, our emotions, which is, it's a strong, strong current, right? So either way, I feel like this time is beautiful for mending and clearing and, just reaching out and being more with others and finding, once again, the balance. It's relationships as a whole, because Libra's very much involved in relationships and wants fairness and justice and equality, and to be kind and caring, and but also standing strong and true, and not mincing words, which I think is another important aspect of a Libra. They're not necessarily a pushover, and yes, they may take them longer to make decisions. But once they do, they're set in their ideas, okay? They definitely, or they will make that decision, and it will be a final decision, okay? But it just may take a long time to get there. Anyway, let's just go on to the meat of the reading, which is the 4 major categories that have to do with, yes, this highlighted connection, but once again, if that's not somebody you are familiar with or know or anything or even aware of, it could be somebody coming in. You know, we do have that new moon happening on the 6th of September. And that's right around the corner, and that's in Virgo. So that's, once again, clarity, understanding, and new ideas, new possibilities, right? The new moon invites that for us every time. And it's most powerful at the time. And, well, actually, the 2 to 3 days that follow any new moon, and then 2 weeks or so longer afterwards. But for now, if it's not somebody you know, it's just a feeling, or you're just feeling more in your emotions because of this Cancer energy. Or something that happened during Cancer season could have very well started to initiate what's happening right now. I mean, things take a while. And I do want to say that during that time, and certainly during your time, Gemini, was the eclipses. They are still affecting us. You know, we had them in pairs. It was Sagittarius, and then it was you on June 10th. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said about what's happening and still revealing itself. And a lot of it is about truth and justice and fairness for everybody. And remember, we do have Jupiter and Saturn in the planet of Aquarius. It is in retrograde. It'll go forward again in October and then forward through the end of December when it goes into Pisces. So that's your fellow air sign too. This is a beautiful year to get things clear, to get things moving, to start fresh, to initiate huge transformations for all of us. Some seen, some unknown, you know, with the Uranus aspect very prevalent in being the ruling planet of not only Aquarius, but also in the sign of Taurus. And by the way, today as I'm recording this, the moon is in Taurus. There's more of a grounded, beautiful, you know, energy trined with the Venus, the season, excuse me, of Virgo. So it feels good. It feels really good. Let's see what the cards have to say. The first overall energy is the first category, bringing you to the reading. And once again, if it doesn't resonate, sometimes I find if you watch your moon or ascendant, even your Venus, excuse me, sign, it can resonate more. I know for myself, I definitely have found that there are times the moon does resonate, but more predominantly it's my sun or my rising. And it just depends on, you know, the time and the circumstance. So I watch them all. So the first beautiful, and by the way, I'm using this wonderful Star Spinner Tarot deck that I love so much for the first half of the month of September. Okay, so your first overall energy, which is interesting, I also am an air sign. It is the Three of Swords. So we go into September with some emotional, which is perfect for the, you know, Cancer aspect. And what with being the air element, which doesn't normally happen on a daily, but when it does, you're being affected right now. You've been hurt. You have been, there's been a loss. There's been a breakup. There has been a past hurt that you're feeling and remembering. And by the way, if you're really sensitive, like a lot of the water signs and Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio are, and you have that in your chart, you're already starting to feel the shadowy period that's coming through for the retrograde, which brings in memories, people from our past, circumstances. And, you know, this is something that you're still a little bit sensitive and sore about, you know. And I'm sorry for all of those that have had a loss. I too have had a loss in the last week. And it was a person and a relative that basically was the last living relative on my dad's immediate side family. So that whole lineage, you know, that whole part of, I mean, I was holding on to his, you know, life and his, everything he represented to me, you know, my father's brother and so forth. Just knowing him, when he was an older man and he was phenomenal and a priest for over 70 years. And I won't go into too much more, but it's all memories and pictures now, you know. It's as though sometimes you think at life, you go, wow, did that really occur? Of course it did, and it's not any longer in the way that it was. But this is the kind of possible energy that you're feeling, or you're just remembering, you know, it could have been from 10 years ago and whatnot, or it's really recent. So you go into it, but you have every intention, as we all do in life, in order to proceed, right, and to build upon, knowing that anybody we've loved and lost definitely wants us to live our fullest and most happiest life, and keeping that in mind for them and for no one else, but especially for you. So this is what you come into. And what I like about it is it's already happened. It's past. It's not something new you have to concern yourself with. It's something that you're doing the best you can with the healing and grieving process, because everyone's different about that. And so we, am I right about this? I get so upset when I do this. No, I'm not right about it. Okay, here we go. Well, let's retract this. Forgive me. It's not the first time, but I haven't really used this deck in a long time. I just need to put on my glasses. It's a 4, but it does represent the 3. There still was a loss. There still was a time that was affecting you through your mind, your conversation. Something hurt, something, maybe your body hurt. Maybe you were just getting over an illness. So actually the 3 in this depiction does represent a lot of it being like the 3, but the 4, the 4th, is the stamina and the wherewithal and the courage and strength that you have to continue going. But for now, you're resting. For now, you're taking that retreat. For now, you're on that vacation you haven't had for well over a year and a half, perhaps. Or you're envisioning it, or you're just at home and you're not in the mix of everything. It's an imperative time, because anytime we've had something in our mind or bodies or spirits that have affected us, you got to take time to just be at peace, be still, and allow that healing to happen. And it does. And that's what's so phenomenal about these bodies that our spirits carry, right? So yes, it is a 4, which I love even more. And you can see this yellow. It's usually in the Rider-Waite-Smith. It is a window that's a stained glass window, beautiful window. And it's letting you know there's always that beautiful, beautiful source, the empowerment, the third, the solar plexus, 3rd chakra, just reminding us of our strength and how much power we really do have, as long as we allow ourselves to rest and recuperate. And this is something that's imperative for cancers in general. They always have to do this. They give so much of their energy. They take on energy. They feel everything, that they have to have time for downtime to re-energize, if you will. So, okay, that makes a lot more sense, I suppose. But what I like about it is, once again, the 3 and the disturbances and the conversations and the hurts and the losses still in the past. Now you're recuperating, okay? And I'm sure you're starting to feel better. And I really love it, especially with the powerful energies of air that are in your favor, Gemini. So moving along and putting on my glasses, the second category is always the possible blessings or obstacles in our lives. And, we all have them. And we can look at life in any way we choose, right? There's always going to be, once again, our choice. So our blessings can be our obstacles. And the obstacles can absolutely turn out to be the biggest blessings of our lives. And I've had this happen. I'm sure you have too. But for you, beautiful Geminis, you have the 6 of coins. Wow. This is right off the bat. It is a blessing. And it's so beautiful because the coins represent the element of earth, which is Virgo season. And 6 is the balance. It's the everyday, day-to-day activities, work and home life, family and friend life, love and independent life. And with the 6, it's so beautiful because it represents the balancing of the give and take reciprocity in life. For everything you give, you at least get back at the same amount, a lot of times more, but it's not why you do it. It's just the side effect of the natural law of attraction. And the green represents the heart. When we give, it's from our heart, and that's the best way to give, without expecting anything in return. But trust me, some good things are coming in, and it could be things you have no clue about, or it could be things you're very well aware of, and you're anonymous about what you want to give. You don't need to have everybody in the world know. But so help me, you're going to get things back for it. Look at the strawberries and the coins and just the beautiful sense of abundance and prosperity and fulfillment. Wonderful, wonderful card. An absolute blessing. I can't imagine the obstacle from this. This is just one of those positive cards all the way around. And just knowing how much to give as well. This is important because, when you overgive, That's not something the universe is asking or expecting of you. It's something that, you know, might end up being an imbalance, you know, in some way. So just give what you can and just know that, you know, you're doing the best you can with that. And if you're not giving, know that in the future, if it's you only receiving now, you know it's going to come back and you'll be given again. I know how you Geminis are. Very generous, many times in my life. So it's really beautiful. And once again, it comes from the relaxation and the retreat and the downtime from concerns and, you know, our minds going crazy with worries or fears or things we don't even really know will exist or happen. And the third category is that of finances. So I'm curious to see, because it already pretty much represented with the coins, it does definitely represent money, but it could also just be just feeling comfortable right now and in your surroundings. You know, your home life is good, your body feels good. Once again, you've rested and you've given the equal amount of attention to that, which is the balance. It's all coming back to it. It's a very synchronistic reading for the energies that are happening right now, Gemini, for you. And so the third is finances, but it could be money. It could also be just, you know, your wealth in your love life, in your whatever you consider to be wealth, because everybody has a different take, and everyone knows about the fact that wealthy is money, of course, and we need it, and it's fabulous, and I love it. But this is the Queen of Chalices, and this, once again, the Cancerian energy. So I'm either feeling like you have predominant water in your chart, and you can look this up for free. You want to do that too. It's such a wealth of information you can find out about yourself, other than the fact that you are a Gemini sun sign. And this is about the most giving, caring, loving, feminine energy, once again, when it's the Queen. Not because it's a woman. We both, all sexes have both, you know, dualities in us. We have a certain amount of femininity and masculinity. And this is bringing out the feminine now, because it has great insight and intuition, and you're getting these hits, you're getting these messages, maybe through dreams, maybe from the resting and the downtime you've allowed. It's a very intuitive time. It's a time of healing. I mean, the Virgo energy is also very healing energy. And then we have a full moon at the end of the month in Pisces, and that's all about healing. So this is another water sign, and it could be indicative of that. But I absolutely love it. I mean, your cups are full. You have more than enough, and it could be absolutely with money, but it could be, more importantly, with the capacity to love and to be loved and to receive that love. And it definitely goes both ways. You feel like your ships are in. She's holding the ship. She's like, I planned on this. It's something I really wanted, and I created and manifested, and it's here. It's actually here. Yeah, I did this. We all can do this. Fantastic for the finance, you know, category and all categories. But I sort of felt that coming through with this, you know, Six of Pentacles. Absolutely. So it's beautiful. You have the swords, the pentacles, and the cups. The final category is the surprises and wishes. And it's really appropriate now, and I don't know why, except that I intuitively felt like I needed to add a fourth category, but also because, I mean, the predominance of Jupiter and Saturn, I mean, so completely different opposite energies, but very important and very strong. One being freedom, one being constricted and, you know, structured and, you know, very taskmaster kind of, you know, let's get the job done. Kind of similar to Virgo energy, I would say, you know, but you like it. It feels good. It feels disciplined. And then Jupiter is just like expanding anything it touches, and it's luck and love and money and opportunity and cooperation and relationships. It's beautiful, and it's in the sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. So Uranus is just such unpredictability. I mean, it could come in huge droves, and it could just be ended, and you're just like, whoa. And this is when you stop and you think, okay, I love this manifestation of abundance and prosperity, and I want to have it, but I don't want to be worried. So I'll be smart and sensible, and I will, you know, set aside a certain amount and so forth, and whatever that is for you. is coming through really strong right now. The proper investments, talking to people is you're so good at. Looking in and doing your due diligence about anything that has to do with maybe helping you in regards to, you know, the unexpected at this time. But, you know, so surprises and wishes for you, my dear, beautiful Geminis, and all of your relationships, and also the emphasis of the highlighted Cancer and emotional side. You have the Seven of Wands. This came out, if not last reading, the one before. This is, there's that yellow, absolute power, empowerment, strength, courage. You know, the new moon we had last month in Leo at the Lion's Gate, 888, it was so important, and you're incredibly powerful and very, very connected and harmonious with the fire energy as an air sign. It just creates and creates, and there's no stopping it, and it's got this courage from the lion, and once again, strength and trust and ego involved, just enough to just get you going and get you past anything that was blocking you or, you know, preventing you from being your best. It's this card of defending your right, your position. You're high on the hill, you're looking down, as it were, and thinking, nothing's going to stop me, boy. I've come this far, and there's nothing that's going to make me stop believing or determined. Like, as a fixed sign that the Leo is. Once they get their mindset on something, it's happening. That's what's happening for you in the wishes or, you know, surprises category. So don't ever underestimate yourself, and don't be surprised at the opportunities and the invitations that'll come in, okay? Or if you're in something that you just absolutely love, and it has its shaky moments, and not now. 7 is towards 10. 10 is the ultimate. 10 of Wands is too much sometimes, but then it starts the new cycle, so you can divvy out that extra responsibility you've been taking on. But you're feeling good. You're feeling grounded. You've got 2 foot planted very strongly on the ground. So I would say there's a new you, if nothing else, in just your feeling strong and capable. And that's a beautiful feeling. And there you go. You've got every single element here, which is the perfect, beautiful, harmonious, you know, balance, right? From the swords to the Pentacles to the Cups to the Wands. That's a beautiful read. I love that for you, and you deserve that. And I know you're working hard still, and I know you're always thinking and creating and, you know, helping others in the process. And I love you for that. Many beautiful Geminis in my life, as well as siblings. So I'm going to finish your reading with the beautiful deck that I pulled out recently. Again, because I have a few of these. These are the oracles that I like to call them, because they are so filled with knowledge and inspiration and guidance, and they're just filled with love. They just want to bring out the best of all of us. And this is the Motivation Manifesto cards by Brendan Burchard, and I understand he's one of the top leading YouTube, you know, trainers and experts on self-awareness and, you know, just coaching and all that. And then I just happened to pick this deck randomly about, I don't know, I guess it was the latter part of last year, and it's a beautiful deck. So every card has such great, you know, upliftment and messages. So I'm going to read yours specifically now. Okay, beautiful Gemini. And it says, oh, I love this. Okay, I just got a little bit of goosebumps. Life is meant to be vibrant, deeply felt, growing mosaic of long, meaningful moments. Isn't that the truth, boy? Every moment is precious. Every moment it's a snapshot of our life, right? And they go by pretty quickly. And as I said, my lineage now from my father's side, it's all have gone to meet with each other, right? On the other side, they're all together. And it was a beautiful experience for me. Beautiful, wonderful, loving, kind people that I got to have as a part of my life, you know? And for that, I'll always be grateful. Every moment matters, though. And that's a wonderful, I like that in regards to the reading. It feels very, you know, congruent. It's just really, really beautiful. It has the mind aspect, but also the heart. And so I'm going to finish with your beautiful Super Attractor Manifestation deck message, which is about creating the lives we want, moment by moment, feeling them into existence, manifesting as we do in our own, you know, because we choose that for ourselves. It's not by default. And if you would be so kind and you've reached this last part of my reading, please do push that subscribe and like button, and definitely the share, let your friends know. I mean, a lot of Geminis I've seen are not usually the ones that watch my channel, which is fine. You're busy, you got a lot going on. But if you are and you like it, share it. That would be phenomenal. It's a very, very wonderful way to support my channel. And YouTube wants to see it grow, as do I. So I would just thank you all for doing that. And the ones that have, you know I love you for it. So your last message, beautiful Geminis, for you and every one of your relationships, and all of them are so important in our lives, you know, for one reason or another. The vibrancy, the root chakra red, you know, the passion, and the stability comes through very strongly. The grounded aspect, which is, you know, part of the Virgo energy that you're really picking up with. True manifesting is about receiving what is of the highest good for all. And this is no stranger to you, Gemini. You really do reach out to help as many people as possible in your path in this life. So keep up the good work. You can use this as a mantra or an affirmation. I love it. I take a snapshot. I hope you can see it. And I love you for taking the time today. And I'll let you go back to whatever it is in the many things you are doing. Take good care. Have a beautiful half of the month. Come back for your mid-month readings if you choose to. And I'll be here for you. Until then, thank you very much. Bye for now.